The Curly Geordie says, let's try and fix a Bosch HBA 63B 150B/70 built-in oven that keeps tripping the RCD. And by the way, make sure you turn the oven off and disconnect from the mains before you do any work on the oven. Hi there, this is the Redneck Geordie. I'm not doing a video on cigar box guitars. You can see one or two of them behind me. What I'm going to do is a short video on how to replace the lamp bulb assembly in a Bosch built-in oven. The reason behind it is that I bought a Bosch inbuilt oven about 2018, and the last month I've had the oven cause an RCD trip. There are many reasons why that will happen. One of them could be the light bulb assembly. The light bulb assembly actually doesn't work because I've actually put a live bulb in there after one failed, and it still doesn't light up. So there's something wrong with that and it has to be replaced. Anyway, this is my attempt at putting a new light bulb assembly in the oven. You buy just the lamp holder, you've got to buy the whole assembly. So here's the glass on the top. They do provide a bulb inside, and the assembly itself looks a bit like this. At the back, these are the terminals, which obviously plugs into the power supply, and it's pretty nice. But the one thing which we noticed was this thing here. Now that is essentially, looks to me like a clip. In other words, you can actually press that in and release this bulb assembly. Now I'm showing you exactly what it looks like in the oven. It goes in the oven this way, and so I have got to try and get a screwdriver in there and press that down, and hopefully this will slop out, and I should be able to pull this out, exposing the wires at the end. I have tested this with the bulb in place, and what I'm using is this for continuity, and it does prove okay. So when I get the old one out, then I shall be looking to see whether there's continuity there when I put another bulb in. I presume there isn't, because I never have had the bulb lighting up. This may be the cause of the unit or the Bosch system causing the RCD to trip, but time will tell. And here's the oven which I was talking about, the Bosch system. I have already taken the front cover off and also what's inside, apart from the side retaining units, which we don't need to take those off. So we look inside. Essentially, there is the fan at the back, and behind that there is an element here, and this is the lamp assembly, and it sits behind the element, which you can see there. Now I've had the element out or lowered it, but in order to remove it you've got to remove the back of the oven. So I may have to do that, but I shall try undoing that assembly, the lamp assembly, first of all, to see whether I can pull it out with the cables attached so I can test it. This is just a very short thing, just to show you how I get the oven out. I had this wooden thing built some time ago for a different reason, but when I put that down, and also this tray, this gives me the right height to literally just slide that oven onto here, and that allows me to maneuver this oven round here. By the way, the oven is disconnected, so I don't need to turn the RCD off. There's a plug at the back which I've already taken off. So there you see, I've slid the oven out of its encasement and it's sitting on top of that box. That's what it looks like all around. So basically what I've got to take off eventually is this back panel here. And in amongst these wires is the thermocouple wire, which I can get at, replace it, and it goes through. And then I have to take this top off, which I've done before. And you'll see at the back, that white cable is in fact the plug which fits into this oven. So the oven is completely isolated, and that's what should be done at any time that you're working on something like this. Right, here's the oven again, and you'll see that I have tilted the oven such that this area here is where the door is, and down there is the lamp assembly. But as you can see, the lamp assembly is tucked just behind this main element, which is in fact the grill and the top heating element, which I think is okay. But there are a couple of screws there and one over here which I need to take off. Once I've done that, that element becomes slack, but it won't come out, mainly because it's still attached to the things, you know, the wiring at the back. So that's what I'll do next, and then I'll have a go at trying to see whether I can get that thing, the old assembly, out of the oven. Now again, just a very short thing, I've now taken the screws off this thing, and they were held in by this unit here and this one over here. So the element now is freely wobbling, but it won't come out because it is connected at the back. I've never had this out before. All I've done is check the continuity on it. Just while we're looking at it, the thermocouple is that thing down there. It's the one I showed you earlier. That's got to be replaced. There's only one screw holding it, but then I've got to take the back of the unit off. That is an easy job. This I'm not too sure about. Hopefully I don't have to take the, well, it's not the back, it'd be the top. I've got to take the top of the oven off and all the bits, including the fan, to get at that. Hopefully this can get off with a screwdriver, so I'm going to have a go at that. Well, it did unclip, and there we see the connections. And interesting, we have an earth cable running to there. So what I've got to try and do is to slide it out completely. At the moment it's proving to be a little tricky, but anyway, we'll see how we go. There it is, removed. See what we can do next. Just out of interest, I hadn't noticed that when I showed you before that I see an earth cable running to it. This is the new unit. That there is where the earth cable clips on, just there. So I'm still working at trying to get this out enough. In other words, enough of the cable there so that I can try and test it, although I might be able to get the probes in there. Well, unfortunately I can't, I've got to hold this and make changes and then take another little video. But that's really as far as I can get. So I've got to make sure if I take those wires off, they don't disappear down the back there. So I'll have a go at that and see what happens. First of all, I'm going to test the continuity when I put a bulb in there, a bulb that I know works, and see what happens. So I should get continuity across these two terminals here and see what happens. So this is a new bulb, and I've tested continuity of this bulb, and well, you can see inside that it's okay. This bulb is all right. So I'm now going to put that bulb into the old assembly. So there you go, I've put that new bulb in, and really when I put my continuity tester across these two terminals, then it should show something. So that's the meter set at 200 ohms, and now let's see if I can get this working. So when I put it across here, I'll get a reading. So I have got continuity between the power input and the bulb, and yet when I fitted a new bulb into there, nothing happened. So I'm now confused about what to do next. So apart from me not knowing what to do next, I have removed the old assembly, even though with the bulb in there and testing across here I got continuity, which should mean I should have got power going to the bulb, but obviously not. So what I've done is I fixed the new one. Really, that's all I can do. I fastened it back up the same way. Now I've just got to pop it back in, hopefully. So I put the bulb back in, and again, just to show that I've got continuity running in the bulb. There you go. So the earth is earthed and the power cables are attached. Now all I've got to do is try and put that back in. So there we go. The new lamp bulb assembly fitted, with the connections disappearing at the back. Now basically that's all I can do with that, and now I need to really attack the thermostat. So a reasonable job done, but that hasn't solved the problem. I'm sure it hasn't solved the problem. So let's see how far we can get with the next stage. Well, oven's back in, and I just switched the power on, but then that happens even though I haven't done anything. So the trick is turning it on and to see whether it trips. So this is the RCD, and you'll notice the grey switch is down, and that controls these 1, 2, 3, 4, and all those are on, but it's overridden that, so the trip is off. So we need to put that back up again, which is fine. So we come back after resetting the trip switch. We can find that it's just showing all the zeros again. So essentially there is power to the unit, but as soon as I do something with this knob, then you get the RCD is tripped. If I use this knob, nothing happens. This knob is okay. It's this knob here, if I try and do anything with that, it will trip the unit. So the next thing, which I'll probably do tomorrow, is I'll replace the thermostat, but I haven't got great high hopes. Well, thank you for watching that short video. Unfortunately, replacing the lamp assembly in the oven did not really solve the problem. So Thank you again for watching, and I shall be showing you the next one, which is replacing the thermostat.